Hi, my name is Tristan from the CPAPstore.ca. Today we're going to be looking at the AirTouch F20 by ResMed. This is pretty much the same mask as the AirFit F20. The only difference is it uses a memory foam cushion that goes around the face rather than a silicone-based one. But I assume that you have not watched our AirFit F20 video, so I'm going to run through the mask, but if you have, maybe skip a couple seconds or minutes. So we got this connected to an AirSense 11 right now. I'm going to talk about our competition coming up at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Here we have the hose connected to the back of the machine, running into the mask here, and we have our friend mannequin Eric here. Okay, so this is connected onto this elbow. This elbow does a 360 spin, which is quite nice, and then it has like a ball joint with a decent amount of movement. It doesn't really have a quick connect here, so you would have to bend it like that to get this guy out. The quick connect is actually at this tip of the elbow, so if you pull or you click the sides, then you can pull this out if you're trying to go to the washroom. I'll just show that. The reason I'm showing this is some people might get confused. Sometimes there's a little portion that connects into the tube. That's the quick connect portion, but the quick connect is with these two tabs here, which I might add is definitely a bonus plus. One reason is because a lot of people lose this portion on other masks in the tube, and then it comes off somehow, rolls away, then nothing fits into their tube. They don't understand why. Another reason why I like these two clips is just because they're satisfying. You can hear them, okay? So you know the tube's fitted into the mask. And there's also, it's like quite obvious to pull out, the clips. So that's good. At the back of the mask, we can see that it encompasses, the whole back of the crown of the head. It fits quite well. Now this is a full face mask, so obviously there's gonna be more material with the headgear versus like a P10 nasal mask, right? It's very thin. With this guy here, it's gonna be secure on the head. It shouldn't wobble around too much. Just because there's so much more material. We got the portion up top, the bands that go down to the base of the head, and then this guy coming around the sides, and there's 4 adjustment points in total, okay? The top adjustment points is just Velcro, which is quite nice. It's not something you're probably gonna wanna touch often. And then these guys here, again, Velcro like this. Now on a day-to-day basis, do you have to resize the Velcro every day? Of course not, okay? They have magnets, and you can take off the mask quite easily, just like that. Now the magnets are a big plus. I believe the magnets used for ResMed, don't quote me on it, is gonna work with a majority of medical implants and pacemakers because the radial magnetic field is very small, but do check with that. If you have a pacemaker or some sort of medical device that is a device that may interfere with magnets or might get interfered with magnets, definitely stay away from magnets. But for the most part, magnets are gonna work for a lot of people. If you want a mask with clips, check out Fisher and Paykel. They make lots of good masks with clips. So that basically covers the magnets and these 2 arms here. Now these 2 arms that go to the back of the mask are quite nice because, as you can see, they're in L shape. They dip below the eye. A lot of full face masks like the one from Fisher and Paykel, the Vitera, has this band here that impedes or maybe gets in the way of sight. And then it wraps around the head. And that's how these straps kind of dodge the eye. ResMed went the opposite way of going kind of below the eye. That being said, I'm not saying this is a downside. Actually, the Vitara mask is probably one of my favorite full face masks. So I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but for people who have glasses or likes to wear their mask while watching TV a little bit before bed, that's something that you might want to note. Now to take off the mask, I'm going to just take off this magnets here. And we're gonna talk about what makes this different than the AirTouch. So the mask itself here has this memory foam or squishy, yeah, it is memory foam, squishiness to it. And then it's surrounded by this silicone as well. So you get the squish of the silicone as well as the great sealing factor from the memory foam. Now, the memory foam is actually really awesome in the sense that it contours to the face really well. If I put my finger in it, it's really hard to show on camera, but it does just naturally fit into every crease of the face quite well. And that's why a lot of people do like the AirTouch versus the AirFit. However, there's a downside because, this foam is memory foam with a bunch of tiny little holes in it. You can't wash it as easily as an AirFit. In fact, that ResMed says that they want you to replace this cushion portion every 30 nights or every 30 uses. So that's kind of, I would say kind of a downside. That is actually a huge downside that you can't clean it. Now you can clean it with like flushable wipes or non-alcoholic wipes, just day to day, so it doesn't be absolutely disgusting when you're using it. But you should discard it and then get a new one every 30 days, which can add up just in your wallet and I guess in the landfill as well. But that's something that you should definitely consider. So to disassemble this mask, it almost looks like one piece, but it isn't. You can kind of see that there's two pieces, and you can take the mask off of the headgear. How does it see? It kind of confuses me. There you go. So that's the little cushion here. Now the cushion from the AirFit and the AirTouch are interchangeable. So here we have an AirFit mask. Let me take this apart here. And you can see that they're pretty much the exact same thing. The only difference is the memory foam. So which do I like better? Well, it's kind of not really my opinion on something like this, because people with full face masks generally have less options because they only can wear full face masks. And if they find that they really struggle with getting a good fit, then the AirTouch might be the way to go. Or you could almost say the only way to go if the memory foam is the only way to seal to the face. In addition to its great sealing capabilities, it's also a little more breathable. It won't leak, but it does allow the skin to breathe a little bit more, so have less irritation. Like, because you have to remember silicone is like a silicone-based product. So if you were to wrap your arm in saran wrap, right, or plastic wrap, it's not going to be very breathable. Same thing on your face, and because there's so much of it, unlike a little nasal pillow mask, it can feel a little bit sticky for some people and cause irritation. Okay, so like you can see, it goes around the whole, everything, and it kind of folds in, so it's coming in contact with quite a lot of skin. So that's something that is kind of like not as good with the AirFit, that is beneficial with the AirTouch. Back to the original question, what do I recommend? I recommend that if you can use the AirFit, you should, but everyone, no matter what, should have an AirTouch cushion with an AirFit, and that's gonna provide a great relief mask. So a relief mask is a mask that you have that's different than your normal mask, and that can provide relief. Generally, a relief mask would be good is if you're switching between like two different types of nasal masks. So if you get irritated at the top of the nose, you can change it out and have one underneath the nose and switch between those every like 2 nights or whatever. And that way the mask lasts twice as long because you're using them half as much, and you still get the benefits of having 2 different masks, not irritating the nose. So this is an option because they are interchangeable with your headgear and stuff, that you might as well have both and use this like once a week. And then, you're supposed to get 30 nights out of it. But for example, if you get 40 nights out of it, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. And then you could have an AirTouch cushion that lasts you like all year or something, just as a once a week kind of relief mask. So that's kind of my 2 cents, take it or leave it. Oftentimes people are trying to fill up their kind of insurance quota. So instead of buying like an extra one of this during your insurance quota time, maybe like buy the mask and like add an AirTouch and just give it a go. But totally up to you. Now I'm gonna put it on here. Okay, there we go. So it seals quite well. So it seals quite well. One thing that I also want to note with full face mask, or this full face mask in particular, is it does kind of squish the top of my nose. I have a squishy nose. I say this in every video because I have like probably 1 in 100 nose. Squish, squish, squish. So something that you have to consider, because my mask testing is a little different than everyone else. And because it's a little squishy, this guy kind of does push on the top of my nose, and it limits the amount of air that can go through my nose. So for me, the F20 is not a mask that I would use, but that being said, I'm not saying it's a bad mask. It's not a bad mask because I wouldn't use it. It's because certain masks like this mask just don't work for me, but it would work for a majority of the population, and it seals well. It's very comfortable. I really would recommend this mask just because I can't use it because of this little squishy guy. What I would use if I had to use a full face mask would be the Vitera. If you can see with the Vitera, the silicone here, I know this is not memory foam, but whatever. The silicone here, you can see it as I push forward, it goes on top, like right here. So I push forward. So this allows a seal while not squishing my flexible nose, and then I can still have a good amount of airflow going there. But with this guy, because there is none of that, yes, it's squishy, but if this little plastic part kind of pushes a little too hard, and then it just closes a little bit, and I can notice a difference between the amount of air that can flow through my nose. So that's it for the AirTouch F20. I think it's a great mask. It's a great sealing mask because of the washing whole thing. It's not something that I would personally use like every single day, but I think it's a great relief mask or a great relief cushion to use, maybe every other day or once a week. That way you don't have to replace it so often, and you can still have the benefits of having just a really comfortable mask and use the same one every day. Now, if you stuck around this far, we do have a few giveaways. So if you want to enter into our kind of like November giveaway, okay, we're giving away an AirSense 11 and some batteries as well. And in order to enter into that, you just have to be a subscriber from Canada, and then you just have to like fill out our form on our website, our contest form, and that's all you need. You don't have to buy anything or anything, you just have to be a subscriber. I think it's a pretty awesome giveaway considering we don't have that many subscribers. Like, your odds are pretty decent of winning considering we've had like maybe like 100 people, 120 people sign up so far. I don't know if I can say that, but like not a lot of people so far. So definitely just look at the subscriber count. If it's still pretty low, it's pretty good. And then, so that's our November contest. Winners will be announced December 1st. Now our December giveaway is a little better because we're opening it up to both Canada and the USA. So that's really exciting. And because it's the holiday season, we are doing kind of a bigger giveaway. So in that giveaway, we're giving away an AirSense 11. We're giving away 5 Go batteries, so 5 CPAP batteries. We're giving away 10 $50 gift cards to our website, like e-gift cards. And then we're giving 25 $25 gift cards as well. So a lot more prizes than November's, but that's opened up to both the USA and Canada. In order to enter to win to that, very similar. You just have to be a subscriber, and then you sign up on our website, and then you get an entry. The cool thing with the December contest though is that we are gonna have multiple entries. So every day on Instagram, we're gonna post kind of a holiday picture, and then you can go back to the website and type what that holiday picture was, and that's gonna give you another entry. So it'll be kind of an advent calendar giveaway. You can have maximum like 25 entries, and we'll reveal the winners on Christmas Day. So that's kind of a cool thing too. So that's all. Thanks for watching. We do appreciate it. Leave a comment if you like this video.